So the stage is yours, Frank. Thanks. Wow, I'm really happy to be here today. It's really great to finally see a large room with many people after 2 years, and I'm looking forward to the great networking and everything. Okay, and in my presentation, in just a second.
Na, dann stelle ich mich eben hier hin.
Okay, then I stay here. So in my presentation, I will continue on what Peter said, and that is that digital sovereignty is an absolute must for our democracy, for our path in society, but also for our privacy and also for our innovative power. And different things are necessary in order to achieve digital sovereignty. And as a core, that we've got open source, but there are many other topics like decentralization, open standards, open development process, no window lock-in, and so on. Vendor lock-in, sorry. And all these are values that we've pursued for many, many years, even before this term of digital sovereignty was created. Nextcloud is a software which is an alternative to Microsoft 365 and Google. And this is why we've got these four core products. That is Nexttalk Files, then Talk for video conferencing, Groupware for calendar and others, and then Office for working on documents. And I would now like to quickly show you the different products. We start with Nextcloud Files. And Nextcloud Files, this is the Nextcloud area for exchange of information. When you log on, then you see this screen, that's the dashboard, and maybe you might not be able to read this very well, but you've got an overview of all the important things that happen in the Nextcloud. So the timeline that was shared, what has been worked upon, but also notifications, chat, video conferencing, and events in the calendar. And you can just check all this. And when you then click into this, then you get into this interface. So this is a file manager. That is all the files that you've got within your own organization. You can upload, download, edit, and share, whatever you'd like to do. And of course, you can also do this using mobile devices, Android, iOS apps, but also tablet. So you've got all your files immediately available, immediate access. And there are push notifications, so the system can inform you on all end devices once important things are happening. That is when you get a chat message, when a timeline was shared, when you're invited to an event, then all this is always updated. And sometimes it's working, sometimes not working, but there's a desktop client, and the desktop client allows you to synchronize data between desktop and Nextcloud, and also give information. So you can have Mac and Linux systems. So if you have Linux, then you've got an integration. So if you have switched your overall workplace to Linux and open source, then this is also working. But there's also integration available into different proprietary Office. Here, for example, to Outlook. So with Outlook, you can send files which then, as attachment, are uploaded to the system, and this improves scalability, storage space, but also security. There's a highly performing search possibility, so you click onto search, then you enter terms, and then you find all the hits that is within files, but also chat messages, calendar entries, contacts, address book, open Office documents. So it's a highly performing full text search. Okay, now I would like to come to the second part. That's Nextcloud Talk. For us, this is a strategically important area because we all know how Microsoft uses Teams and really gained a lot of ground, I would call it, that is covering a lot of niches and really expanding. And Nextcloud Talk should be the answer to this. And this starts with a highly performing chat system, so you can have group chats on specific projects and distributions, but also all-in-one chats with the functions uploading files, looking at it, emojis, answers, then reading confirmation, everything that you would expect today. But then you can click on call, and then you've got a video call where you can exchange, as you are already using it today, and all is full integrated. Screen share is also possible, so you can also collaboratively watch how somebody is presenting something, or you can work on the same document. There's an integrated whiteboard, which is very important for school services, so the teacher or the presenter can present something, and again, in a collaborative way you can work using the same whiteboard. There's a very good integration into clients. So you see a mobile client on the left-hand side where you can do chat, video conferencing, push notification, anything that you would expect today. On the right-hand side, this is a call notification, and this is very new. It has only been completed 3 weeks ago. So on the desktop, you get a message once you are called, and then you can immediately click onto this and also join that specific call. And to make all this a bit clearer how this is working, I would like to show you a small video, and I wonder whether the sound is working. No, sound is not working. That is a pity. Maybe the technicians could do something, otherwise we will have to live without the sound. Oh, that's a pity. So what you can see here, how you can chat, one-on-one conversations, group chats, and you can invite different people. Then you can edit documents in a collaborative form. So while you're in a chat, you can upload documents and immediately edit them while you're in the same call. So that's quite practical and really very special. And then you can have external commands and shelters, and other software can be integrated. And then you can do webinars, and school situations can be scheduled where a call happens at a specific time, where you can enter this call early on. That's it. And screen sharing, this is what I already told you, a highly performing tool, which is very important, especially when you do presentations today. And the views function are voice messages that you can send, and you can also send out contacts. And what is very important is the integration into other systems. So we've got a bridge to Microsoft Teams and to Slack or to MetaMost and many other systems. So if the organization already uses Teams, then there's a bridge possible that is to get it together with Nextcloud Talk. Push notifications, this is what I told you. You get a message once you somebody sends you a message. Once somebody calls you, you will immediately see the call. Then sharing contact details. This is something that you know already from WhatsApp, Signal, and others. Okay, now I come to the third part, and that's Office. And that's really quite an interesting topic because, some of you might know Nextcloud, and there are different online Office products that are integrated, have been integrated into Nextcloud. So Collabora Online, for example, and OpenOffice. And last year we told ourselves, okay, let's have a look at the situation. What are the solutions that might be possible, and what is something that is reliable for the future? And Collabora Online, that is happening on Libra Online, has the best compatibility and also is viable because it's completely open source. But there were problems, disadvantages with regard to the user interface. And then we created a small task force, us and Collabora, and then we created a new product, and that is called Nextcloud Office. And Nextcloud Office is a further development of Collabora Online, which is deeply integrated into Nextcloud. And what we did is that this is the user interface, which is completely new, and you see that it is, well, quite similar to other products, so market acceptance is higher. The performance was massively improved. There's a great compatibility with macros and complicated formula, Excel and PowerPoint, and this is the first fully valid alternative to Microsoft Office Online. And we also said we would like to integrate it into the remaining software that we've got. And an interesting function that we've got here is that you can collaboratively edit That is different people, different cursors, and at the sideline, we've got a video call and a chat with the same people who are working on the same document left-hand side at the same time. And this is something which is really very, very much liked because it increases productivity drastically. And as some know, Nextcloud is an organization which is fully opting for remote collaboration, work from home, even prior to COVID. And this is something that we use daily, and we believe it's a great function. And all this is working on the iPad, of course. So on the iPad, you can also edit documents and also do this in a collaborative form. So this is an iPad app that you've got. This should also be interesting for schools where a lot of iPads are used. Okay, and again, we've got a small video, and unfortunately, again, without sound. Okay, but you might get an idea how all this works. So, as I said, it's a familiar interface, easy to understand, and we've got spreadsheets and files and Word files, but also this diagram function where you can add these collaborative integration to Nextcloud, direct integration of visuals or comments or activities, whatever you might have done. Okay. Now, one or the other among you might ask her or himself, why is Nextcloud now really creating so many different components? And the answer is that I believe that an integration solution is required in order to compete to Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. And Nextcloud believes that we need something similar as a free open source solution to counter this. And this is what we're working on. But still, we have to see that we've got an ecosystem, and that's very important. And that's also the slogan of the Univention Summit, because it's about integration of many, many different open source solutions. And this is why it's important not just to offer an integrated platform, but also to offer a solution which allows all the other software components, that is open source solutions, can be integrated. And here just a small selection of software modules. Many of these are representing on the Univention Summit, and they are integrated into Nextcloud. We've got connectors and support agreements so that this can be integrated, and you can integrate whatever you'd like. And of course, there's also an ecosystem of native apps and native expansions, which means there are apps which had been built specifically for the Nextcloud platform. So this is association management, passport manager, and others. So there are more than 350 expansions which are already put onto the Nextcloud platform. And the last topic I'd like to mention, and that's an important topic to us, we at Nextcloud do not like pre-announcements. No, we at Nextcloud only present things that are production ready and can be used immediately. So all the functions that I showed you are ready to produce and have and are already being used now. And I would like to show you where is this used. So this is just a very, very small selection, a selection focusing on the public sector and Germany, but there are many, many users, and we might highlight BIT-BW, that's the IT provider of the state of Baden-Württemberg. They have been a customer of ours for many years. Nextcloud Hub is used for administration in Baden-Württemberg, and they use the whole suite. Then we've got Regio IT. They offer Nextcloud for schools in North Rhine-Westphalia, also have done so for many, many years. Then we've got the ITZ Bund, that's the federal cloud, where Nextcloud is part of the federal cloud for the administration. Then outside of Germany, we've got the French Republic also opting for Nextcloud, then the European Commission also choosing Nextcloud, and many, many others. And last but not least, the Phoenix project that Peter mentioned, where Nextcloud is also available. So all these things exist today and are ready to go. And this is why the summary is that we are an alternative to Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace. And this is the situation today with all the modules you need, with the important features of 100% open source. Anything we do is 100% open source. And this is why we protect digital sovereignty. And as I said, anything that I showed you is available today and ready to go. Thank you very much.